When we first decided that we wanted to make a 2D project, we realized that for art, we really only had two options. Option 1, use some pre-made asset package by somebody on the internet, apply it to our sprites, and then credit them accordingly as contributors. Or option 2, create our own art, probably of the lower fidelity range. I don't think this was really a concrete decision that we ever made. One day we were working, and we realized that we needed an asset, a sprite, just to do some experimenting. So I made one in GIMP real quick. And then I made another, and then another. And then before we knew it, we had already had 90% of all the textures done that we needed for alpha. There's just one problem with our textures right now. The textures. I mean, they're fine, but it's not exactly Stardew Valley level stuff. So, with deadlines looming and stretch goals just piling up, we decided to take a look at an idea. What if we upgraded all of our textures from their current measly 16 by 16 to a professional and, almost kind of roguelike 32 by 32? In order to get this done, I had to do some experimenting. So, I headed down to my local haunt and got to work. Our first candidate for redesign was this guy, and I can't tell you much about him right now, other than his appearance. He's this kind of, downtrodden, almost disgruntled-looking office worker, and that kind of contrast in both demeanor and outfit is really what makes the character pop. Okay, well, I can see it anyway. If you can't, that's fine. Art is in the eye of the beholder. The problem with scaling something up like this is that it's not just a matter of increasing things to 4 times its area. You have to put more nuance into it. If, for example, the feet suddenly double in size and their width, it would look odd. There has to be a lot of attention to how you do it. It's kind of like, porting something, really. So in the end, I agonized first off about how to do the body. I wanted it to be geometrically similar to how the original one looked, but I kept deleting it and going back. The legs kept looking weird, so I just kind of free-handed it, and I like what I got. It's kind of tall and slender build, but not too slender. The build of someone who's kind of a working-class office stiff. Also, I ordered fries. Fries are good.
Thank you.
You'll see that I'm not really used to working on my Surface Pro. Usually in GIMP, when I do something that's kind of really low fidelity, I kind of just do it on my desktop here with my mouse. So I have to go back and keep changing things. GIMP isn't really that friendly for us Surface Pro users, but we figured it out. So next up came the task of the face. And right now, it needed a bit of love. He looked a bit too Five Nights at Freddy's guy, which is not really what I'm going for. So I decided he needs some more definition. I agonized for a bit over the eye color. I knew he had brown hair, but the eyes were kind of just these black soulless voids at the moment. I wanted to start with blue, but it looked a bit too optimistic and cheery for the vibe we're going for, so I tried another color that was brown. That brown was just fugly, so I went back to the blue. It's fine, I think it looks good. Finally, I had to come up with an outfit. I liked this original look of this two-piece suit with the white shirt underneath, and I ended up using that ugly brown color for the belt. You can hear me audibly sigh when I realized that I had used the incorrect layer to put the belt on, and I had to erase it and redo it. It's just a bit of a hassle using GIMP with this tablet, but it was fine. I tried to add a bit more texture to the suit, some dark spots to kind of show like wrinkles and creases. I couldn't quite get the lighting right. I think that you see sort of an angle where the light should be coming from on the texture, but I couldn't work that out, so I'm not super pleased with how those little details came out with. But overall, I was able to finish it. And yeah, this is a guy, 32 by 32. He might not make it into the final version of this build. But even if we do, we probably will be going with this higher resolution textures. But this guy probably needs a bit more love. This was just more of an experiment for right now. But until then, that's about it. We'll probably be discussing this a bit more, but nothing is certain. This is just spitballing, ideation. Until next time, I'm Philip from TS Creative Studios. See you around.